Welcome to Managing Profitable Growth and our session on competitive position and customer value. This session is divided into 3 parts, a short summary and individual next steps to get you started in measuring and managing these important marketing performance metrics. Performance advantage is a key marketing metric that's derived from your competitive position with respect to product performance, service quality, and company reputation. Your performance advantage is based on the degree to which your product outperforms competitors on these 3 dimensions of performance. Let's look at product performance with respect to competitive position and performance advantage. A company and its competitors are rated in the lower table using a scale that ranges from 0, very poor, to 10, outstanding, where 5 is the average with respect to 4 areas of product performance. This company's product reliability score of 6.5 in the lower table has a relative performance of 118.2 as shown in the upper table. Dividing the company score of 6.5 by the average of 4 competitors and multiplying it by an index of 100 determines the relative performance score. A score of 118.2 means the company is 18.2% above their competitor average in product reliability. A relative performance of 100 would mean the company's performance is average. In product range, the company score of 76.2 means the company is almost 24% behind their competitor average in product range. The overall company product performance score of 113.7 is a weighted average using the relative importance scores shown in the upper table. Overall, competitor A has the highest product performance score with 127.7 and competitor C the weakest competitive position with a score of 74.5. Service quality is our second major dimension of performance advantage. Service quality is often undervalued by companies, but not customers. Also, a service advantage in mature markets where product differentiation is minimal can be a differentiating factor that drives market share. The same process we used for product performance is used here for service quality and the services factors. As shown, the company has a 20.8% service quality advantage over their average competitor. However, competitor A is the market leader in this area with a 27.7% competitive advantage. Competitor C has the lowest service quality with a 73.5 relative performance, which means it's 26.5% behind their average competitor. Company reputation is measured the same way as product performance and service quality. In general, there are fewer performance attributes as shown in this example. The company is 17.4% ahead of their average competitor, but as in other areas of performance, competitor A is performing at a higher level. In this case, competitor D has the worst company reputation, roughly 19% below their competitor average. Your performance average is a weighted average of your overall performance for product performance, service quality, and company reputation. The relative importance weights, which sum to 100%, are based on how customers value each of these 3 areas of performance. In this example, the company has an overall performance advantage index of 116. This means the company is 16% ahead of their average competitor in overall performance. While this is an attractive index, competitor A has an overall index of 128. Competitor C has the lowest overall performance index and is 24% below their competitor average. While all these measurements and weighted averages may feel like overanalysis, the reality is that businesses with a performance advantage have been consistently shown to produce a greater level of profitability. In Part 2, we'll examine the price-cost side of the equation. Performance is not free, and there are costs associated with different levels of performance. While we often look at price as the most significant cost of purchase, there are many other ownership costs that can impact the total cost of ownership over a product's useful life. Your job as a performance-based marketer is to explore the waters below the tip of the iceberg to discover sources of cost advantage that may outweigh the price of your product. For example, Edmunds.com reports that many Honda models have a higher purchase price than comparable Ford cars. But over the average car life, Honda has a lower total cost of ownership. This is due to lower operating costs and a higher resale value. As printer quality has become more difficult to differentiate, Kyocera challenges potential customers to understand their total cost of purchase in their advertising and TCO tracker website. This allows customers to compare the cost of a Kyocera printer against any competing printer for any given customer need. We can use the same measurement methodology we used in Part 1 for creating a cost of purchase index. While the process is the same, keep in mind a lower rating means a lower price or lower cost of ownership. A rating of 5 would indicate average price or average cost to own. For our sample company, the equipment cost is 33% higher to the average competitor's equipment price. However, due to a lower cost per analysis and lower equipment downtime, their overall cost of purchase is 90.3. This means their product is roughly 10% lower in total cost of purchase than their average competitor. As shown, competitor A is almost 28% higher in cost of purchase. Competitor D is roughly 19% lower than its competitors in cost of purchase. Also, competitor D's price is 38.5% below competitors. So why not buy competitor D's product? It has the lowest price and lowest overall cost to own. We'll answer that question in Part 3. In Part 3, we'll examine how to merge performance advantage with the cost of purchase to create a customer value index and value map. As shown, a customer value index is based on the difference between the performance advantage and cost of purchase. When the customer value index is 0, the product is located along the diagonal in the value map. A positive customer value index places the product in the superior value region, while a negative value puts it in the inferior value region. In our example, the company's customer value index of 26 is clearly in the superior value region. But what about competitor D, who had a much lower price and a lower cost of purchase? While understanding your competitive position and customer value is useful and important, benchmarking competitors provides a deeper insight into your customer value and competitive position. As shown, competitor D has a positive value index of 5. Their product is lower in performance and lower in cost of purchase. This could appeal to a certain segment of the market and is clearly a better value than competitor C. Competitor B is positioned near average in both overall performance and cost of purchase. Competitor A has a very high level of performance and customers are willing to pay for it, even though the value is just average. While this analysis is strategically insightful, it's also important to understand that businesses with a higher value index are more profitable. The graph on the left is for a market of 7 large competitors. It clearly shows that companies with a higher value index produced a higher level of profitability. The graphic to the right is taken from a database of over 7,000 business units. The value map can also be used to position a line of products. This example shows how Intel provides 3 branded levels of price performance to offer customers a good value at 3 price points. Let's review what we've covered to anchor the important points of this session. In Part 1, we presented a way to assess your performance advantage based on your position relative to key competitors with respect to product performance, service quality, and company reputation. As shown, our sample company had an above-average performance advantage, but was second in performance advantage to competitor A. Performance is not free, and in Part 2, we address the issue of price within the context of the total cost of purchase. While the company's price is 33% higher than their competitor average, their total cost of purchase is 10% lower. Customers may want to talk price, but ultimately, it's what's left in your wallet at the end of the day that should matter. This would draw us to competitor D with the lowest total cost of purchase. But what about performance advantage? Part 3 brings all aspects of competitive position and competition together in one comprehensive graphic. Competitor D, with the lowest cost of purchase, offers a positive value for customers wanting a low price. The company offers considerably more value for a higher price, but only modestly higher cost of purchase. Products with a higher customer value index have been shown to be more profitable. Let's close with a reminder that our focus for each session is to learn, measure, and manage marketing performance metrics that have a known relationship with profitability.